My daughter, Kuri, has DRPLA, a disease that causes atrophy of the brain. It is hereditary and progressive. There is no cure. Kuri is bedridden. My husband, Chiaki, passed away 5 years ago from this disease. I wrote OHANA Family in hopes of finding a cure. I pray that I can save my daughter. Chapter 1. You knew Dr. H. After Kuri started having epilepsy, we were taking her to see a pediatric neurologist at Chiaki Hospital. He is Dr. H, a Japanese doctor with a gentle appearance and manner of speaking. Every time he checked Kuri, he would ask, "Kuri, how are you doing?" He always had a Mickey Mouse pen in his hand and diagnosed her by saying, "Look at this doll." For Kuri, who was very fearful, it was helpful to have a kind doctor. When the epilepsy first started, we had extended our travel insurance, but this only covers 6 months from the beginning of one disease. Epilepsy is a continuing illness. We always had to pay for our own medical care. Each clinic day costs over $100. We also had to pay for other medications. The doctor who knew our situation told us, "This medical fee is the portion that goes to the hospital and my salary, but you don't have to pay for my medical examination." He also said, "There is a new sample drug coming from the pharmaceutical company. It's not the best medicine for Kuri, but I think it will work to some extent. Let's try this." The sample drug lasted for years. When the medicine stopped working so well and was replaced by another one, he made arrangements with the pharmaceutical company to give it to her for free and took various other considerations into account. I was so grateful for his kindness that I always cried on the way home from Dr. H's visit. In the 3rd grade, she suffered from epilepsy many times, but for the next 3 years, epilepsy was reduced to once a year, probably due to the effect of the medication. The changes in her body were also very gradual, and she was not aware of any progression of the disease, but rather said, because of the epilepsy, her intellect dropped off. Her clumsiness also included, but it was probably a regression of her developmental disability. I hope it will stop at this level. But in the evening, when she does her school homework, there are times when she slips her pen with a clunk. What is it? This snapping motion increased day by day. During Dr. H's examination, I said to him, "Kuri sometimes moves her body with a cracking motion recently. Then there are some things she used to be able to do that she can no longer do. How do you see it, doctor?" I only see Kuri once every few months, so I don't see any changes during my visit here. But please keep an eye on it carefully. If you can take a video of the cracking movement, please bring it to me. But the cracking was infrequent, and it didn't occur when I pointed the camera at her. I think Kuri was the 6th grade. Kuri's body often bent forward and she began to walk with a limp. When I explained her recent condition to Dr. H, he said, "Would you like to have a thorough examination?" "What kind of examination is that? Will this forward bending be cured?" we asked. "This test is not for a cure. It's about how many more years she can survive and your family's future planning," he said quietly. Chiaki and I looked at each other and were speechless. I could only reply, "No, thank you." I did not expect such an answer from the doctor. It seemed that Kuri's life was already limited, as the doctor said, but he sounds as if he was worried about how to tell us and replied with a puzzled look on his face. Now, I think the doctor knew that Kuri and Chiaki have DRPLA, but he couldn't bring himself to tell us that. And I think he was worried. Later, we discussed Kuri's situation with another doctor. That doctor, too, told us there is no cure for nerve disease. Kuri is going to die? I could not get these words out of my mind. If there was no cure, no medicine, we still didn't want to know about the disease. We needed to prepare ourselves a little more. A few months later, Dr. H moved to Japan. After giving Kuri many kind smiles, Dr. H moved to our Japanese hospital.